So today is day 3 of our 7-day chakra challenge, and it's all about our third chakra, the solar plexus. And that is at the center of our stomach, basically. The center and seed of our confidence, where we really shine from, just like the sun, the solar, right?
Yes, yes.
And so today we're going to talk about what that really means and how the solar plexus actually connects you, along with the other first 2 chakras, to the physical world, to the material world. The first 3 chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, are very physical. It roots us to this earth. And as we become more grounded in our physical bodies, in our well-being, we're able to connect to our higher purpose. And with that, we go into our higher selves and the rest of the chakras.
So the solar plexus, I always think of it as this bright sun in the almost like at the center of our being, and it connects the heart and everything up, from the heart up, chakra wise, to the bottom one. So it's like a great transition point for us. So someone just commented on our color coordination. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's solar plexus. We want to honor that sun within us.
Exactly.
So that's so beautiful. So, Christine, do you have any stories about how you activated this chakra, or have worked with this chakra, maintain its well-being, or how you use it in relationship to what you do, how you live, whatever it is, that we can get some wisdom from?
Yeah, sure. So the solar plexus to me has been so vital to really feel connected to my true purpose, to feeling authentic in who I am, and really staying true to my inner being. And as I connected with that, it took some time, and as I connect with that, I feel like I'm able to shine more brightly and not be really afraid of hiding myself behind what people, or what I thought society needed me to be.
Okay, got it.
So the solar plexus for me is really trusting my guts, my instincts, and moving forward in my path. And with that, having the confidence to know that I'm able to follow what I was really born and gifted to do.
Got it. So working with your solar plexus sounds like it gives you more confidence, speaking your truth more, or living in the physical world, and be able to let go of all of the other stories that you thought made you you, before you actually connected with this energy, and just let yourself shine through it all. Is that right? Okay, that's awesome. I love it so much. So how do you suggest other people kind of work with this chakra?
Yes. So the color yellow, right, is the main theme of this chakra, and bringing this energy back into your life, whether it's with healing foods or fruits, really activating this core with different yoga poses and crystals that are bringing more of that sunshine, of that confidence, of being able to connect to your physical self and to your higher self. And because that's really the middle of your core, right? So really working with that energy and connecting all of that.
So it's almost like building your intuition and building your gut muscles.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, from a physical level, and also from a emotional, mental, and spiritual level. Would you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
it's really interesting because I remember, um, for me personally, when I felt a moment of losing my confidence in an environment that I wasn't comfortable around, I literally felt cramping in my stomach.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And to me, after reflection, that really meant to me that I was losing a sense of myself, my authenticity.
Mm.
And so the physical symptoms, which I'm sure you can also go into with our body and what we feed ourselves, can really relate to that solar plexus as well.
Absolutely. And I love that you brought in the core, element in terms of where is located in our body. So if you look at, truthfully, it's really interesting because, and you should, and keep track of the comments as I'm explaining this. So when I look at someone's posture, it could already tell me how their chakras is and isn't aligned, right? So when there are, I live right by a school actually, so it's actually fascinating to kind of see these teenagers and kids kind of walking in and out of school every day. And there's some that just walks very confidently. Their posture is very aligned, straight, and they're kind of open to receive. And you know that they're not shy, that they might be developing very well as a human being. I don't know. But there are also other children that I see, or other individuals where they're crouched down like this. Mm-hmm. And even though they're not looking at their phones, they're walking around with their heads down, and then their body posture is kind of bent, right? Mm-hmm. So it's fascinating to kind of see those distinctions, and how that is reflected in your body posture. And it really speaks to this solar plexus of confidence of where your core is. So it's beautiful that you mentioned that. I could see how if you are kind of living your truth, you're confident with who you are in your expression in this physical form, everything would just kind of open up for you from this way forward. So that's really beautiful. I love that.
Yes, yes. I have to remind myself too, just, yeah, exactly, that posture, making sure that you are breathing deeply into this area of yourself. Even when you do that, you are automatically kind of sit up straighter, right?
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Oops, sorry. I was tapping on a comment and it flipped. Okay, wait. Sorry. There you go. I was just looking at Dawn's comment about how she lost her two sons, he lost his two sons and his wife. Been meditating for 2 years, and I feel amazing and close to opening my chakras. I'm 67. Is it too late? I need peace. I'm alone too long. Dawn, there is no time and age, I feel like, is almost irrelevant. The fact that you have this awareness and that you are meditating, that you're working on yourself, that you are recognizing that this is a path that you're on right now is already such a blessing, not only to your two sons and your wife who passed away, but especially to you. So no, 67 is not too late. My mother has been healing with me in the last 6 months, and she's about to be 60, and she's like downstairs designing a next dish that she's going to make for my baby shower. And she's been through depression. She felt alone for a very long time too. She was here with, me and my brother, alone without her family for a really long time, without my dad here. And she pulled herself out just by focusing on herself and healing herself, whether that's physically or emotionally. And now she's giggling when she wakes up. She's always smiling when she wakes up. So Dawn, you're not alone. Your wife and your two sons are there with you at all times. So thank you for sharing that with us. That's so beautiful that you're meditating.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Hi, Eric. Hi. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, Andrea's here too. So Let's see. Is there anything else that you want to add, Christine? I could go into the physical portion of the solar plexus.
Yeah, totally. Go for it.
All right. So I took some notes down on all these chakras, because I'm always, always learning new things. But I want you guys to kind of take notice on certain addictions that you might have that represents maybe some blockages that you might be experiencing in this physical chakra. So if you have an addiction to perfectionism, that everything has to be perfect before you let the world see it or before you let the world see you. If you're addicted to caffeine, if you're addicted to carbonated drinks, those are all kind of reflections of your solar plexus having some work to do on the physical level and probably on an emotional level, because addictions is very heavily related. It's a physical reenaction of the emotional chains that you might be chaining yourself to and looping yourself in. So check on those things. I suffer from pretty much all of them except for caffeine. I never needed to have it. I'm always bubbly and ready to go. But definitely always had a craving for carbonated beverages, and I definitely suffer from perfectionism. I used to not be able to come on here like this with you, Christine, with everyone watching me and make a fool out of myself and said, let it go, But now it's all there. I am totally fine with who I am, what I am, and I'm still growing because everything is a learning process. So the reason why we are addicted to some of these things has to do a lot with our livers. So our gut actually kind of starts where our liver is. When people talk about the gut, I don't know if you guys are including the liver in your awareness, but it really, really starts there. Your liver is probably the most intelligent part of this entire system that starts there. And my mom always told me, because she studied Chinese medicine and she's been living in that world for a long time, if your liver is happy, you're going to live a happy life.
Mm-hmm.
If your liver's unhappy, you're going to be pretty depressed. And I truly, truly believe that, especially after all of the cleansing, all of the healing that we've done, and we always start at the liver. It is truly where it connects everything, right? And when we go through a detox, I have some of my students here, right? Like, they know that they're going through an emotional detox at the same time, because the liver has that power to clear all of the gunk out of your physical body, but at the same time, all of the emotional gunk out of your body that is preventing you from living your true self, right? Which is what we're talking about today. So, we're always addicted to work. We're always addicted to, it's almost like we're on crack. I always say this, it's like we're living in a crack house and we don't know it, because we chain ourselves to this addictive behavior, to getting it right, getting it done, being perfect, and, being perfect at the work that we do and all those things. And then we feel bad. We beat ourselves up for failing, right? Those are all kind of things that we can lift up if we just do some meditation and focus really on our chakras, all of them, and particularly in this case, the solar plexus, where the liver is. The liver is really, really important in getting everything else balanced, the first line of defense for us. So the food that I want to talk about today is the lemon. And you guys will get this all in your email. So if you guys have us on email, make sure that you guys read it. The recap email or the email that you got this morning will have all this information. But lemon is one of the best friends for our liver, not only for our liver, but also for our gut. So when we are addicted to caffeine, for instance, we are dehydrating our bodies. And what happens then is we lower our natural hydrochloric acid in our gut area. And when that happens, guess what? Pneumonia builds up. And we start to sweat, and our sweat smells. We go poop and our poop smells, right? We wake up in the morning, our breath smells. So all of those are indications of a dehydrated body. And it's really important for us to start hydrating ourselves from the inside out. And lemon is one of those best kind of things for you to have. So if you guys follow me, you guys are probably following Medical Medium. And Medical Medium always says your body is just always craving for lemon water, right? Just sip on lemon water every single like hour if you can, if you want. It doesn't matter. There's never too much. Your body loves, loves, loves this source of powerful energy. And guess what? It is the color of yellow. So I always say Mother Nature and universal intelligence is very intelligent, and they're very intentional with their designs. And if we can all agree that our solar plexus across all of these cultures is the color of yellow, right, in our meditative state and when we're receiving colors etherically, then there's a reason why some of these fruits and vegetables are also yellow. Mm-hmm. So it's really the science of nature at the end of the day. So get that hydration in your body, love your liver, drink your lemon water. I do 2 lemons in a glass of water. You could put some honey in it if you think it's too sour, and don't be afraid of the acidity, because once the lemon juice touches your mouth, it turns alkalizing immediately. Yes. So it actually rebalances your pH level right from the mouth all the way down to your body. So yes. I hope that is helpful. When life gives you lemons, eat them.
I really want to touch on that because I really believe in the lemon water, and I know a lot of people do. And I started really following that protocol when I joined your inner circle and the healing program. And, you know, I do the 2 lemons and I tell my family and they're like, 2 lemons? That's so acidic.
Yes.
And then I don't think they understand the alkalizing part of it. And it actually, so many people have told me that I'm glowing now with the celery juice and the lemon. And I'm like, yes. It has to be, you know, I feel it. And just the hydration that it provides. It's really, truly amazing.
Yes, absolutely. When we structure, so our water doesn't come structured unless we structure it ourselves. You can speak love to it. You can speak hate to it, and that will give it a different structure. You probably don't want that. But when you structure it with lemon, right, with the 2 lemons, it's on a different vibration, on a different frequency. So you're definitely glowing because of that. I'm so happy that you're getting all these compliments.
Thank you. Also, okay. We have a question. What do you think about adding lemon to the celery juice?
This is a great question. So for me, I actually really enjoy mono eating for the purpose of healing. But if you are going for a pleasure-based sort of drink, then you can add whatever you want to make it taste good, right? But if you're here for medicine, if you're here for healing, the best things to do, there are certain things that actually do combine together, and then there are certain things that actually work better alone. So for instance, lemon water, you can add lemon to like your tea, right? Or other drinks if you're mixing drinks or mocktails and things like that. But if you're trying to use the celery juice for a healing effect, I think that's why you're asking, the celery juice needs to be on its own. So not even a single drop of water in there, because that dilutes the medicinal powers. So if you look up Celery Juice 101 by Medical Medium, he even wrote an entire book on it. That's probably the #1 thing that he says, like, do not add anything else to the celery if you're using the celery juice as the most powerful medicine to kind of detox yourself and cleanse yourself and add mineral salts to yourself. Otherwise, you should be squeezing lemon on everything, right? On your food, on your salads. I am being mentored right now by Charles. He's one of the final table chefs. And he says, honestly, a lot of sauces and dishes, it's really just missing a zest of lemon. And that will complete the flavor profile. So I hope that's helpful to you guys as well. I'm always thinking about what he says, and it's not it's actually not a coincidence that we need that to complete the dish, because this probably has a lot of healing benefits to us, and our body craves. Our senses are designed to crave for the healing things that is going to nourish us from the inside out. So I hope that answers your question.
I actually have a question. What about lemons versus limes?
They're actually very similar. So I use lime when I want a different note and a different flavor to my food or even my water. And medical medium says if you don't have lemon, you can take lime. And so sometimes I only have one lemon and a couple of limes, and I would, put the couple of limes in my juice instead of, 2 lemons. So yeah, they're from the same family. And you can say, the limes are greener, right? So it's almost like it's moving up to that heart chakra level. So
Love that.
it's beautiful as well. Of course. Any other questions we see here or comments? Oh, Jessica said, I'm not sure how we don't notice that fruits are the colors of a rainbow and also match the colors of our chakras. Yes, those 7 colors of the rainbow is pretty obvious.
Yes, Roy G. did.
As the palette of our entire physical world's design, where everything else kind of gets created. So it's absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Yes.
And have you ever noticed that also, I believe the Maslow's hierarchy is also the same colors? From the bottom, the physiological needs, up to the top.
Oh, tell me more about that.
So the bottom of the pyramid would be your physiological needs, like your safety, your foundation, family. And then it goes up to orange, and then to your yellow, which is esteem.
Yes.
And all the way up to indigo violet color, which is in the chakra system, self-actualization.
Yes, that's right. It's funny, like even our street lights, if you guys think about it, right, it goes from red, which is like, stop, we need to survive. If you want to survive, you need to stop right here. It's like it's a warning. And then it transitions to the yellow, right? Yellow-orange, which is the sacral and the solar plexus chakra, and then it turns green, which is your heart, right? The green color, you can go. It gives you that signal to go, to follow your heart, right? So everything is reflected in everything that we do in this world. We just, sometimes when you think about these things, our physical world is really a reflection of our internal world and who we are. So they're all tools to help us remember that we can use these energies to kind of, protect us, right, when we're in the red, or to push us forward when we're in the green, and give us confidence to do so and be able to pivot, right, during that transition point with what we talked about with our desire from the sacral yesterday, and then also our motivation to kind of be ourselves today in the solar plexus area.
Yes,
so
love that.
Yes. So cool. Hi Vero, so nice to see you. Hi Leslie. Oh my gosh, so happy that you guys are all here. Is there anything else, Christine, that you want to talk about our solar plexus?
I think that's it for me. Are there any other questions that anyone has?
Yeah, let us know. This is actually one of my favorite chakras that I always overlook. I don't know, I always feel like I'm always up here, and then sometimes I'm down here, and it's those like middle ones that I always overlook. So I'm really glad that we are, that's just me. I don't know about you, Christine, but I always overlook the orange and the...
Yeah, my strongest, I have taken, little assessments and things, and my strongest are my top 3, so my spiritual self, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And then my weaker ones are my physical self, so the roots, the sacral, and that's the main reason why I actually came back to the East Coast, to be closer to my family, to build that foundation of community, and really connect back to that, so I can really make my solar plexus stronger, my confidence, right, and how I show up in the world.
That's beautiful. I love that you mentioned that, being with your family and building that community from that from that angle is another way to kind of strengthen how grounded you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's beautiful. Reminds me of that book called The Secret Lives of Trees, I think. It talks about how the roots of the trees, if we go to a forest that has been untouched and not being industrialized for farming, then you can actually see the trees communicating through their roots. And it's the entire family supporting each other, and that's how they grow. So it's really beautiful. So when you said that, it reminded me of that. So Flow On says, what is a good way of knowing which chakras are speaking to you, reacting to things, so that you may act on them? It's a great question. You want to take that one?
So Andrew, thank you for joining us. So there's a lot of different symptoms that relate to each chakra, and for specifically the solar plexus, we talked about the physical symptoms of maybe cramping. I'd say maybe indigestion is one.
Yes.
And emotionally speaking, there is a lack of confidence. So you might feel like in an environment that's not very supportive of your authentic truth and your purpose, right? You kind of feel out of place. And so you might want to reassess what's going on internally and also in your external world, and whether that's in alignment with who you truly are.
Yes, I love that. I love that. It makes total sense to me. I was talking about, I don't know, Andrew, if you joined us earlier, but I was talking about just even looking at your posture. If you are more open, and we could talk more about it, during the heart chakra, because that's also opens you up. But if your core doesn't feel very strong, you won't have that spine that actually lifts you up. And that will actually help you kind of, actually physically feel more open and confident. Because, if your gut is not feeling well, you will be crouching down. If you don't have confidence, you will be in a contraction mode, right? So just notice how you are showing up in the world. Notice your physical sensations, like what Christine is saying. And also emotionally, how you're feeling about yourself. Like my measure for this chakra, and I don't know if this is the one that that resonates with you all, is my motivation to get out of the bed in the morning. That's the biggest one. So if I'm not motivated to get out of the bed in the morning, is a signal that I'm not living my purpose, right, somehow, and I need to find that spirit. I think this specific chakra is very connected to the strength of your spirit. And the strength of our spirit is what gets us going in the morning, gets us moving, getting us out of bed, giving us that motivation to climb Mount Everest, right? If that's your thing, or run that marathon. So it is what gives you that oomph, that kind of momentum in life. So if it's not there, then that's probably a signal that that needs a little bit of love. So I hope that answers some of your questions.
I think one last thing maybe that might help Andrew and Eric is also making sure that the things that you're putting into your body on a vibrational level, whether that's physically or emotionally, right, are serving you. So the idea of like perfectionism and the foods that we eat, how do they relate? It's when we're addicted to things like coffee and these stimulants, we are in our mindset of we have to be go, do, and be perfect in how we do the things that we're doing and show up in the world. But are we really working from the inside out, not the outside in?
Beautiful. Yeah.
I hope that makes sense. So
yes, that totally makes sense. Yes.
Let us know.
I love it. That was so good. I love paying homage to this particular chakra. Is So beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much, Christine, for
Thank you, Amy, and thank you
hosting
everyone
this.
who joined.
Yes. If you guys have additional questions, like feel free, if for everyone who just joined, like feel free to watch the whole live as we wrap this up. And you guys have additional questions, just, you know, send us DM or like leave us a note on the post that we make. And just, yeah.
Yes,
So we can engage
absolutely.
with you guys. You're welcome. All right. Well, I know it's getting to a little late, dinner time. You need to feed your liver. Physically,
I'm
your
actually gonna
gut.
go take care of my health too. I gotta go to a workout class. So, and
Yes.
then dinner.
Awesome. Awesome. Stay hydrated. Drink some lemon water,
Yeah.
everybody, including you, Christine.
Thank you.
And we'll see everyone tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow is the heart, and Sean will be joining me tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, the heart is such a beautiful topic. I can't wait to tune into that live and
Yeah.
watch you guys.
And Amy will be back with us on Thursday, so tune in then.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. We'll see
Bye.
you guys later, tomorrow,
Yes.
and then the next couple days.
Have a good night.
Bye.